What's up, guys? Welcome back to yet another Bleach chapter review with me, Captain TheEliteace. We live action. You already know what it is. Here to bring you Bleach chapter 658, titled Fatal Matters Are Cold. Now, before I start, of course, finally gotta add this Benihime to the addition of the background. There we go, right there. Looks pretty damn good if I say so myself. So let's get this started. Now, of course, I will have this in hand once Urahara shows up to save TheEliteace, which I think that's what's going to happen when he goes Bunkai. So let's get this started. Excuse me. All right. First thing first, of course, I knew this. Yoshiro, he got dropped. Of course, he tried his Shunko again, which, of course, a lot of people confirmed and correct me that, of course, how his element is fire and how it's a good theory that the other members in the Shihoan family have different element attacks. TheEliteace has lightning, her brother Yashiro has fire, and the other one probably has ice, wind, earth, etc. Which is a good theory and it's a good possibility. So, of course, with him being young and hot-headed and inexperienced, he goes charging at Askanaklavar. After Askanaklavar clearly told him, there's no way your moves will work on me ever again. Your Yatsu cannot affect me. Of course, he goes in for the charge, and it's just ineffective. And then we see 3 arrows hit Yashiro's back. And upon reading this at first, I'm thinking, like, wait a minute. Is there another Quincy showing up on the scene? Because Askanaklavar standing right here, Yashiro hit him, and then you see arrows behind him, but of course that's just how fast Askanaklavar moved. And they didn't just hit him in the back, they pierced him. 3 arrows, you see him going through his chest, of course, and this is a big handicap for TheEliteace because not only does she have to aid her little brother, her attacks are just useless now. So, of course, then it cuts to Star Knight M, the Miracle. And this motivator is just walking around, just getting this Godzilla on, going through the whole area, excuse me, and you just see all the catastrophic damage throughout the war. Well, it's just crazy. And we see some old faces. We see, and I'm not gonna lie, I forgot the visors were a part of this. I honestly did. I forgot because we haven't seen them in so long that I just forgotten it. And of course, this chapter really clearly shown that they just deemed irrelevant. And we see Hachi and Hiyori, and they're hiding, getting their solid snake on, leaning up against the wall, peeking because they don't want to get seen by the Miracle. And of course, the Miracle spots them. And one thing that tripped me about the Miracle, the way he just leans like this, you see the destruction and the damage. He doesn't care at all. But one thing I do like the fact we see Hiyori, she goes to confront him and she dons the mask, which I was glad about because at one point I used to think, like, damn, do these visors, do they forget that they can holofy? Do they forget the fact that they have masks? Or maybe it's that Kubo's forgetting that these visors have hollow abilities. The very same characters that he created. Did he forget or something? But clearly he didn't. She donned a mask, she holofies, and she charged up a Zero in a new way we've never seen before. She has 2 Zero blasts in each hand. I mean, 1 in each hand, and 1 she's shooting out of her mouth, and she just shoots a big blast. Now, of course, I thought that was cool to see. I love seeing any type of energy blast shot out in different ways, instead of just this. We all seen this. We've all seen that before. Hell, even with the finger on Bleach Dragon Ball, and I knew that wasn't going to do anything. It wasn't going to do anything, and of course it didn't. And of course, she was letting them know that wasn't the purpose of the Zero to stop him. And we see Lisa, Love, Heihachi, he does a new Keto spell. We see Love, they all have their mask on except Hachi. Love, he's in Shikai. Lisa, she's in Shikai. They all do their attacks on Star Knight M. And of course, it does nothing. And he takes them all out the same way he takes Byakuya out. He backsmacked the motivators with his shield, and they go off flying. Just flying away. And of course, again, he goes on to crush them all. You know, knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, maybe 4 birds with 1 stone in this case. Because he figured, you know, he was dying of boredom. He could just search through the rubble for any survivors. But when he was going to deliver the final blow, that's when his arm got frozen. And when I seen this arm get frozen, I'm thinking, like, wait a minute. Like, my mind was racing. I'm thinking, this can't be who I think it is. And of course, we see, yes, Toshiro, still G'd up in his Quincy apparel. He looks sweet as hell with that outfit on. I do like that. And I like the pose. I love that pose when a motivator just has the sword standing just like this. And of course, he's chapter ends right there. He's gonna take him on. He's going to try to freeze him in place forever. So, Bleach chapter 568. I'm going to tell you right now, this chapter, I noticed things we've seen in Bleach before, maybe even in other series. The fact that the Visor showing up and trying to fight Star Knight M, I think it was just an excuse just to have them show up, just for the sake of showing up, just to show the readers like, oh, well, here they are. They're still relevant in this war. Here, I haven't forgot about them, because even though I was glad to see them, I was glad to think like, okay, Kubo did forget about them. I knew they weren't going to succeed. I knew it. I mean, this is the heart of the Spirit King. This is Star Knight M, the miracle. If Byakuya or Renji or Rukia couldn't do nothing to him, and they had their training in the Royal Palace, I know these Visors weren't going to be able to do it. But of course, this was yet another perfect opportunity for us to see Hachi do a little bit more with the Zanpakuto. I would like to see that expand. I would like to see that be expanded on a little bit more. Even though we get it, Hachi, his speciality is Kido. Of course, he trained under Tessai. It was good to see him do different type of Kidos, because ever since he became a Visor, with him being able to holofy, he's been able to create new types of Kido spells. And with Love, he should have went Bunkai. Yes, it wouldn't have done anything. And yes, the whole thing would have given me mixed feelings, thinking like, again, this was just a setup to show Love's Bunkai. But at the same time, at least, damn it, we would have seen this Bunkai. But oh no, not this chapter. So now that he's down, when is he going to get back up? Who is he going to use his Bunkai on? But again, this leads to my theory that at the end of this whole battle, when it's time to face off against Yuha, I think everyone is going to jump him and try to fight him. And of course, at the end of the day, it's going to take Ichigo to stop him. But I think something's going to happen. Ichigo's going to be really hurt. He's going to be immobilized. And everyone is going to try to jump in and do what they can. And that's when it's just going to be the big revelations of attacks and techniques and moves that we've never seen before. And they're going to use it on Juha, and it's going to be just ineffective. But it's just going to be like a placeholder, like a place setup, just so they can use it, so we can see it. Because if you look at the numbers of villains and good guys, it's greatly shifted. So it's, I don't know. But I think with this whole Yoruichi fight, I'm thinking two things. Urahara's going to jump in, or Grimmjow's going to jump in. Because let's rewind it back. We see Grimmjow. Sorry, I got a head for work after this. We see Grimmjow. They were looking for him. You know, they went to split up to look for Grimmjow. Now, maybe along the way, they were running to Grimmjow, or maybe they'll still keep in mind, like, hey, let's look for Grimmjow. Or there he is, heal him. And then he goes back to get revenge on Askanac LeVar, right when he's getting ready to hit the finishing blow to Yoruichi. Who knows? But this thing with Toshiro, I don't think that he's gonna kill this guy. Now, artistically, it's gonna look very sweet with him, Hyarimaru, you know, the big ice dragon taking on the Miracle. I don't think the ice dragon is as big as the Miracle, but it's gonna look cool. We can see the training is effective. Like, damn, he actually was able to freeze that motivator, like his arm in place. But I know he's gonna break out of it and shatter, because we've seen plenty of times Bleach characters get frozen. When Rukia froze Grimmjow the second time he fought Ichigo, and when Toshiro froze Yami, he just broke out of it and said, ooh, that was cool and refreshing. So Shiro may be able to immobilize a lot of opponents, but it's not necessarily he can freeze them and then hit them and then shatter them and they all die. I mean, what the hell. But, again, Love, no Bunkai, down and out. Hisagi, he did the training with Kensei and Mashiro. Down and out. Star Knight X sniped his ass. He's just down and out. What the hell. Now, that'd be cool if Askanac LeVar takes on... see, it will look cool, but he shouldn't beat him. I'm sorry. I like Hisagi, but ability-wise, he should not beat Askanac LeVar. I mean, you have... we already know by default, all Star Knights, at the least, they're captain level class. at the least. Some of them are above a lot of captains. So we have not Shunsui, but Shuhei Hisagi with a fresh, crispy Bunkai, which he hasn't even mastered yet. He just learned it. I don't think he's going to be able to defeat Asuka Nakamura like that, especially with the ability he has. But the chapter seemed balanced, full of action. To me, it seemed like it's leading. This is more of a placeholder for a lot of setup battles. We see Toshiro is going to take on Star Knight M, as it seems, and we see someone is going to interfere with Yoruichi and Asuka Nakamura. But all in all, that's my own thoughts about TheEliteace. Give me your thoughts, comments, and concerns. Do you think Toshiro is strong enough to even inflict any amount of damage on Star Knight M? We all see how the fight went between him and Chengdu, and of course, that was just plain luck that Urahara and Miyuri came up with that guess theory that Quincy's are poisonous against the Hollow Ryatsu. So he created the Ryatsu pills and he touched it. We all remember that chapter. That was just damn near luck. I don't care what nobody say. Luck. We all see how that fight went, but at the same time, with him being able to hollow fire with his Bunkai, that gave him the advantage. So we all know how that fight would have went if he wouldn't have had that pill to touch and Chanagu still had his Bunkai taking on Toshiro. But now that Toshiro, he's fully healed, and of course he had his training. We'll see how this goes. I don't think he's going to defeat Star Knight M, so we'll see. So yeah, that's about it, TheEliteace. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next week. Signing out.